Here, better than 14 points over his last 5. As we are off and running here in Phoenix. Introductory press conference. A palpable buzz in this city as DeAndre Ayton left it short. Here comes man. Has some help in Zubac.
Well, it's different now because I think you front load your schedule so you're playing the bulk of your games early, so you don't have a lot of time to make up for it. See Paul George with a beautiful.
So a 5-point Clippers lead as we cross the 8-minute mark. Look at Zubac getting out against Booker. Man in the open floor. Hard right-handed flush.
Well, the beautiful part is that Monty Williams already had a relationship with him based on OKC, but also USA Basketball. So the mindset and understanding is there. Paul George able to knock in.
That's the thing we keep an eye on. When they stay in flow in the offensive end.
Dennis just likes to get those DMV references as much as he can.
Of course, you know that's real.
You know that's real.
This is Terrence Ross, who just acquired off waivers Wednesday from Orlando. This is his Phoenix debut tonight. Gets it to Ayton.
A great opportunity. I had a chance to talk to him before the game. I know him very well, along with his agent. That's a young fella. Do you understand your opportunity as Terrence Ross knocked down a jump shot?
Who will provide some of that scoring burst, Jim, with that reserve unit here for Monty Williams? And Terrence Ross, a guy who has filled it up in his career. Gordon able to draw contact, puts it down, and he's fouled. So a 7-point Clippers lead as we hit the final 60 seconds of the quarter. Paul George splits 2 with a bounce. This is Plumlee. Out to Highland. He can stroke it. Splash! 8 straight for the Clippers. 10-point lead.
And the pass, a little simple pass, but it wasn't made easy by a 7-footer off the dribble. Beautiful shot.
He's leaving it with his left hand, and I love it.
It really is one of the craziest things in the league. So unorthodox as Terrence Ross misses a 3. T.J. Warren gets it back and puts it down for Phoenix.
Because it's not normal for a guy to come into the league or his whole life shoot one way. I think Tristan Thompson did it one time in Cleveland.
5-point game, early stages, second quarter. Just a half game separating these two teams in the West. That is Gordon. Houston with Harden and CP3 as Paul George turns it over. This is a Kogi, little Euro step, beautiful finish, right to the rack. 6-point game, then Lee takes it back. A little bit of a spurt by the Suns, they've cut it to 4, and then Phoenix another steal. Unbelievable as the Clippers suddenly get awfully sloppy. Josh Okogie, cash money.
That is a us problem more than a Phoenix Suns issue, you know.
Basically explains the season, all the craziness that they've had. What a pass! Surgical was Booker getting it to Biyombo. Well, this fan base, this city doesn't need much more to get energized after the last couple of days. What a shot by George. As we come up on the midway point of the second quarter, Booker into the corner for Okogie. Starting to play with some confidence. Left-handed finish. And now Monty Williams just trying to temper expectations. Zubac! There's been a lot of talk that the Clippers are in the buyout market, maybe for a backup point guard. Look at that finish by Okogie. So Phoenix's lead short-lived, at least for the moment. Paul gets it to Ross, knifes in, and he is getting right to work with his new team. What a setup by Paul, but Ayton just couldn't finish. Leonard with a tip in by Zubac.
He is playing extremely well, understanding his role as a player, which is the key to NBA. And let's see if the mindset changes for the Clippers to kind of get back on the road they were at the beginning of the game.
Guarded by Craig. Here's Leonard. Can Kawhi Leonard get his offensive game going? 0 of 8 shooting if you've just joined us for Leonard in the first half. That is George. On a masterful 3-point stroke. 14 for PG-13. And a quick answer from the corner by Craig. George nearly another turnover. Clippers a home winner Tuesday. This is man swooping in. Right-handed finish. 34 out of potential 61 games as they try to maintain that knee. Beautiful looking shot and contact from Booker. As Kawhi misses on the baseline.
Well, Booker has never had that dynamic score on the other side of him. And He's always been able to do this. When they need a basket, when they need a jolt in the arm, all those things add up to making winning plays and putting yourself and your team in a situation to compete for a championship.
Ayton off the pretty pass from Paul. How quickly can the Suns put it all together? And what they hope will be a deep run through the postseason. Leonard, beautiful drop off to Man. Suns have to hurry. Okogie turns it over and then rips it back from PG-13. They get it to Craig, corner three, splash! Just days after, Jimmy, he makes one of the splashiest moves in recent NBA history, wasting no time to put his imprint on.
Kevin Durant brings offensively is powerful, but he doesn't do that as a leader. Chris Paul will remain the vocal leader of this team, and I think that's very important because you don't have two different forces allowing the switch to happen and then Ayton to get in proper position to receive, catch, and finish.
Kawhi Leonard pushing for the Clippers. Here comes Leonard, turns the corner, going glass, and he's headed to the free throw line. In his Phoenix Suns debut.
I tell you what, this is a move that quietly happened across the league that nobody really talked about, and Kawhi Leonard able to get to a spot.
27 games in which they've had both Leonard and Paul George. How does this one end here tonight in Phoenix? A little bit of a knuckleball delivery from Saban Lee, but they'll take. Shot clock still at 10. This is Gordon weaving through traffic. Gordon, beautiful wraparound Phoenix, Plumlee.
And they're going to be keys to coming off the bench for both teams.
But you made the point when we were talking at a halftime about this, and Paul George with a nice shot, that being professional has value.
Additions with Gordon for the Clippers and Terrence Ross for the Suns could prove dividends for both of these two teams, hoping to make deep postseason.
Now, I know there's big rumblings here about Lee not being invited to the three-point shooting contest.
Beautiful little floater, that's Bones Highland. Second game with the Clippers, and he's pushed LA's lead back to 9. So Highland with 7 off the bench. This is Okogie, corner pocket 3 for Phoenix. How good has Josh Okogie been tonight? Look at his numbers, 21 points. Making only his 4th start of the season. George taking on Biyombo at the Summit. Chris Paul has just tied Michael Jordan for 3rd place on the NBA's all-time steals list. 2,504. And Paul George. Booker. Tough defense from Gordon, and he goes glass.
Get it back here.
Well, you do see the quickness of Paul George. Incredible, Jimmy. Look at Man as his monster night continues.
Early in his career, there were gaps and shots he wouldn't see. The game has slowed down, and now he's making plays just like we saw, either in transition or in the half-court setting. Speak about making plays, D-Book.
The Western Conference standings, with Phoenix holding just a half-game lead over the Clippers. This is George, gets to the elbow, that mid-range, elite-level shooting. Ty Lue is going to have to work through it. They've got 8 weeks, Jimmy, to figure it out, but what a bunch of additions that they've made. Look at Booker. Right-handed scoop, and he'll have a chance at 3. As we approach the final 2 minutes here in Phoenix. Leonard maintains his feet, puts it down. That was, my goodness, 13 for Kawhi. And the Clippers trying to give themselves some breathing room, but Ayton with a quick answer. Gordon, no rush, gets it to George as the Clippers reset. 7 to shoot. Paul George, 26 points. What a pass. Zubac, backdoor to Man. Clippers trying to run that clock. Final 60 seconds. Shot clock down to 2. What a matchup between Paul and George. Leonard flicks it up and in, and he's headed to the free throw line.
I got a chance to cover his team all year. Much different look. Now we're able to see who this team can be. Tough loss for the Suns,